are you? Hi, Glory from Cameroon. Good to see you. Mona Lisa from Zimbabwe. How are you? Noro from Madagascar. How are you? Sita Billy, how are you? I see you. Good to see you today. Eunice, how are you? Sita Billy, you should know the spelling of my name by now. That is not the spelling of my name. All right, and it's 2 o'clock on the dot, and as usual, we kick off with the 6th masterclass for the Aspiring Entrepreneurs Program Cohort 2. And it's the first masterclass that we're having for the month of July. We will be having 2 masterclasses this month. I know this month we decided to take it easy on you ladies. So we have no assignments this month. We encourage you to still do your peer review sessions, but we will not be tracking it this month. But it gives me a great delight and honor and pleasure to introduce our facilitator for today, right? So our facilitator, as we've sent to his profile, he's popularly called the strategist, but his name is Victor Onyekere. He is a certified life and behavioral change. He's a certified life behavioral change and productivity coach. He is recognized in working with people and organizations using integrated tools of coaching and strategy to transition them from their current reality to their desired productivity. He is an alumnus of the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy, OLC, and an executive council member at the Life Coaches Association of Nigeria. He coaches individuals and organizations across diverse sectors and industries. I'm wondering, Victor, why not a coach on our program? But that's talk for another day. We'll take that offline. He's worked with several individuals in Ghana, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nairobi, and Cameroon via life coaching and strategy. He's also interacted with organizations such as the Center for Values and Leadership, Milk Maternal Services, Wave Academy, Pacesetters, Squirrel Technologies, Creative Iman, Beacon, and many more. He's currently building Africa's EdTech platform that ridiculously supports early-stage African startup entrepreneurs to collaborate, co-create, and scale their businesses using interactive learning and hands-on community. He's working to set up Africa's largest tech ecosystem for early-stage startups. He's the creator of the PCSP model of organizational outcomes, a model which he's developed in 2018 to critically analyze the pattern of how results are generated within organizations and how people, culture, and structure affects performance and ultimately productivity at any level. He's a certified coach at coachme.lifezone.org, a public speaker, and he's talked on diverse issues ranging from leadership, business, relationship, finance, success, career, and entrepreneurship. He's featured on several media platforms, including Channels TV, Galaxy TV, Classic FM, Radio Nigeria, Unilife FM, Nigeria Info, and the Beat FM. Victor is currently specialized in 4 key areas: life coaching, training, consulting, and strategy. So ladies, let's give a warm welcome to our facilitator for today. You all know that, yes, this is going to be another hot masterclass with a lot of nuggets, a lot of information, and a lot of insights to help you grow and scale your business. So without much ado, Victor Onyekere, the strategist, the floor is yours.
All right, just checking in. Can I be heard? Just to be sure.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone from Nigeria, wherever you're joining in from. It's such an honor, to have this opportunity to be here. So I want to say thank you to Oluwaseyi and the entire leadership team of the Pan-African Women Empowerment Network as a power. So thank you so much for inviting me. I mean, there are a couple of, well, maybe not so many people that are talking about structure, but a couple of people that you could invite to talk about this. But I'd like to say thank you for inviting me. Before I dive into my session, because I realize that I have 1 hour and we've done like 4 minutes into that. I'd like to say that, and I'd like you, I mean, there's no partner because again, it's a virtual program and you might be seated all by yourself, but I'd like you to, look out for someone, right? And then tell this to them. They can't hear you, but it's fine, I'd like you to tell them all you know, right? All you know, it's all you've learned. All you know is all you've learned. And all you've learned is not all there is to know. All you know is all you've learned. And all you've learned is not all there is to know. Therefore, you are an ignoramus to the things you don't know. I know you weren't expecting that. You are an ignoramus. So I'm going to personalize it. I, Victor, I am an ignoramus to the things that I don't know. All right? And whenever knowledge leaves your pockets, whenever knowledge gets into your system, money leaves your pocket, right? And whenever, if you want money to get into your pocket, then you've got to get knowledge. You've got to seek knowledge. So I'm really excited at what Power is doing. And the second thing I also like to say is knowledge is not enough, right? You've got to behave what you know. So we were taught in school when we were growing up, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But I reframed it to behavior is power. A lot of people know stuff, too many things, and they have not been able to translate that into visible results. So it is when you behave what you know. So what I'm going to say in the next 40, 45 minutes will not change your life. It won't. It won't change your business. It won't. It won't change your startup or whatever it is you're building, your solution, whether it's a non-profit solution or a for-profit solution, it won't change it. You know what's going to change it? It's your behavior that will change it. So if you fail to act in alignment, a couple of people have spoken before me, if you don't identify what am I going to do as a result of what I've heard and learned today, then your business will be stuck year on year. You're going to come back for this class, retaking this class because you failed to do what you should have done. So don't blame Oluwaseyi and all the speakers that have come here. Oh, you brought these guys. My business did not change. You are directly responsible for growing your business, for scaling your business. Oluwaseyi will plug you to opportunities, right? Oluwaseyi will create experiences through power, but you are the one that is really going to take your business to the next level, all right? So behavior is what, actually activates the power that you already have. So let's just dive in. I hope you can all see my screen. Check if you can see. I like a very interactive class. I don't like to zone out and talk to myself because, again, I can do 1,000 things at the same time. So I like a very interactive class. I don't want to talk myself. So if you can see my screen, just, say yes, 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 or type yes in your language or anything. Type yes in your language on the chat. Just type yes in your language. If I can be able to see the chat, I think I should be able to see it. Am I able to see the chat?
Can you say now? It should be on the screen somewhere.
Yeah, there's Q&A. Okay, let me close Q&A. All right, let me close participant. Okay, great. I can see it. Great. Awesome. I can feel the energy in the room. Oh, Yebo from Michelle Nijikazna. I'm so sorry, I'm not so good at it. All right, thanks a lot. I can feel the vibe, the room is on fire. So let's just go straight into this, right? So I'm here to talk about business structure and operations management. I'm going to sort of like focus more on business structure, right? And then just riding on operations management as we go. I hope the session is already being recorded. All right.
We're streaming live. Some
So
people are joining us on
introduction.
YouTube.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic. So YouTube fans, YouTube participants, I see you, and you know, I'm sending you loves and kisses. So I'm sending you loves and kisses. All right. So I've studied quite a lot of startup entrepreneurs, right? And I've found a recurring pattern, right? They aren't paying attention to structure while building their business. And so I like to think of structure like the, you know, the human body. I don't know if you remember biology when we're taught cells, organs, tissues, systems. So a collection of cells makes up tissues. A collection of tissues makes up organs. A collection of organs makes up system. So you think about it. If your body, because the entrepreneur, you have a body, right? So if your body is not structured and organized the way it is, then that means you will not be able to. So you can see I can move my hands because there are so many cells and tissues and organs involved in just moving my hands. I can talk because there are so many things that goes back end. There is an organized system, of different cells and tissues and organs interacting with each other, right? That makes it possible. So imagine one of your cells breaks down, or one of the tissues or the organs. It's not going to work, all right? So I've looked at this pattern, and this is why, in this course or this program, I'm going to walk you through the fundamentals of business structure. I understand that everyone here it's an aspiring entrepreneur. Again, don't aspire, just be an entrepreneur, right? You were designed to become an entrepreneur. So Shay, I don't know why they're aspiring. Please, at the end of this class, do not say I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. I'm an enthusiastic entrepreneur. All the things that we say, I'm an entrepreneur enthusiast. No, don't be an enthusiast. Don't be an aspirant, right? You are not presidential candidate aspirant. Don't be an aspirant, right? Just go straight and be an entrepreneur, right? I'm not here to talk about who an entrepreneur really is. But again, an entrepreneur is somebody that finds problems and creatively deploys solutions, right, to that problems. So entrepreneurship is not a job title, it's a mindset. So it's not a job title. So even if you're still in your 9 to 5 and you feel so bad, oh, I'm in my 9 to 5 and I'm on this program, oh, I'm not really an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur. As long as you're solving a problem, you are an entrepreneur. So what Power is trying to do now is to now sort of like structure, organize the idea you have, right, so that it is sellable and scalable. So I'm going to walk you through, the fundamentals of business structure, right? And again, structure is not reserved for MTN, for Airtel, for Globalcom, for Aliko Dangote company, and all the Femio Tedalas and all of that. Structure is not reserved for big companies. Because you think about it, a baby's body is already structured. Imagine giving birth to a baby without cells, without tissues. So if a baby's body is structured, right, then you should start thinking about structuring your business from the get-go, okay? So, this course is going to empower business owners, new business owners, intending business owners, of course, if I use Power's word, aspiring business owners, right, to launch, to drive, to scale their businesses. Whether you started running a business for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or below, or you're on the verge of starting a business, then you are in the right place, all right? You're in the right program. So I've broken it down into bits so that you can understand the whole, because structure is more like, it's too complicated in our minds. Oh, am I going to go? So I'm thinking about one big company with 500 staff. No. I'm going to break everything down so that it's clear. You understand the flow and how it works. Again, this is for basic level people, right? So if you've got into your business, I'm going to like a startup, or maybe you've raised money, you've gone beyond prestige and prestige stage, it's not for you really. Maybe you've built a team and all of that. These are for people that are starting out. You are early birds, right? Or early stage, right? This is going to really work for you. So let's dive in. So these are different shades of me. Again, it's not really important in this session, so let's just move very fast. So who should take this course? I've talked about it. Aspiring startup entrepreneurs, existing startup entrepreneurs with no basic level knowledge of business structure, existing small business owners who desire to rebuild their business from scratch, then visionaries who desire to flesh out their idea. So you're a visionary, you want to flesh out your idea, you want to flesh out your initiative, this is for you. So disclaimer, number one, this course will not be relevant to you, right? This course will not be relevant to top-level business owners as the information contained is tailored to only starters, those who are on the early stage of launching their business. So it's an enabler, it's an enabling course for starters, right? And then disclaimer two, taking this course does not guarantee that you will make millions. Oh, we brought in Victor from Talemia. He said we're going to start raking in millions. That's not what I said, please. This course will not guarantee that you make millions in revenue or profit. However, right, the authenticity in the information contained in the course is designed to empower you with the capacity to make as much money as you desire. Because I believe that, and that's what I live to do. I live to help people create structures and systems that gives them more time to focus on making money. If you have to be present every time to make money in your business, you're in trouble. As I'm talking to you, there are lots of things going back end, with Talemia, right? My team is doing a couple of interviews with people. I don't have to be there. Right? We're doing a lot. I don't have to be there because I've put in the structure and the system that allows me to jump on this facilitation or to jump on this session with power. I don't have to worry about, oh, they are calling me. Oh, someone needs to buy your product. Someone needs to check out. Oh, Mr. Victor. Oh, nobody's asking me anything, right? When we made our first hire at Talemia, the first thing I did was to show her this is our system, this is our structure, that everything is clear. She knows what to run with, right? And that's what this course is going to help you do so that you can focus on actually making money, right? Taking this course does not guarantee, that's disclaimer 3, it doesn't guarantee that you will see visible results within your business, right? So I'm not a magic doctor, I'm not a magician, right? I'm not a magic wand, I'm not a magician, right? So it will not guarantee, there are no guarantees for it. The results that you're going to experience will be determined by your behavioral response and adjustments to the information you will come across. So if you behave what I would say, then you're going to see a result. If you don't behave it, I'm sorry, I am not responsible for your not taking action. You can take a camel, you can take a horse to the stream, you cannot force it to drink water. The horse has to make that decision. You know what? I am going to go ahead and drink water. So why should you listen to me? Number one, I'm a licensed and certified behavioral change and productivity coach. Why should you listen to me? I have well over 5 years experience in the field of learning and human development. Why should you listen to me? In the past 2 years, I've interacted with over 3,000 startup entrepreneurs via my coaching programs, my strategy sessions, my mentorship sessions, and my public speaking engagements, just as this, right? I've worked with diverse startup entrepreneurs to build their businesses from scratch with verifiable and trackable proof. I have one of my entrepreneurs who just won the $5,000 Tony Lumili Foundation grant. I believe that most of us have heard about it. So I don't teach what I've not practiced, and I have proof for my work. Okay, why should you listen to me? I belong to the Executive Leadership Council of the Life Coaches Association of Nigeria, right? And that's the body that regulates coaching practice in Nigeria, together with ICF. I am about the only startup business coach who is laser focused on structure and system. That's what I talk about, really. structure, system, structure. And that's why I think Sheyi said, I must come on board to talk about this. All right. No one does it better than the strategist. Hey, and that's me. Let me take some coffee for that. I deserve some coffee. All right. So no one does it better than me. Of course, I won't move forward talking about my baby Talimia. So Talimia is just basically a platform that creates opportunities and designs experiences for early stage entrepreneurs like everyone, to move from 0 to 1. We believe that everybody building something wants to quickly move from 0 to 1, and we want to make that happen. And that's what we do really, at Talimia, to make that really, really happen. Opportunities such as this that Powen has brought to your table are things that we try to plug early stage entrepreneurs to. So some models we're going to be looking at in this course: 1, we're going to be looking at what really is business. 2, the genesis of structure. 3, casting your vision, mission, and core values. 4, how do you name your brand? For those that have not gotten a name for their brand, how do you name your brand? 5, how do you incorporate legal fitting, right? Incorporating your brand more like legal fitting for your brand. And then the final one is your brand skeleton. Now you're wondering, skeleton, we're going to get to that point. What really is the brand skeleton? So let's move very, very fast. What really is business? Oftentimes we don't understand what business is. What really is business? So what you don't know and understand, you're going to abuse and misuse. What you don't know, it was Miles Monroe who said that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable, right? So this is what some people think business is, but it's not, right? This is what some people think business is, but it's not. A money-making source. Business is not, for those of us that did this Ponzi scheme called MMM, business is not MMM. If you want to do MMM, please, I beg you, I'm begging you with everything you hold dear, do not get into business, right? Business is not a money-making source at all. Business, what people think business is that it's not. Secondly, it's not a platform to be your own boss and take up the CEO title. If you go to my Twitter handle, at Victor Onyekere, so the first tweet you're going to see on the pinned tweet is, people think they can go to the market and buy 10 pieces of slippers and start selling on their WhatsApp status. Those things are not business, it's hustling. And here, I want to bring in some organized system of thinking to how you do business. So it's not so if you're looking for a platform where I'm tired of answering yes ma, yes sir, welcome to a world of yes mas and yes sirs. Because everybody still has a boss. The customer is your boss. So if you think you're angry with your boss, you're going to meet the most annoying bosses ever. And those are the customers. And if you think you're looking for a sexy title for yourself, CEO, Pan-African Women Empowerment Network, I'm the CEO. If you're looking for a sexy title, please don't do business, right? Please, I beg you. Just keep hustling. An opportunity to control people. If you're looking for an opportunity to control people, go and join the army and, maybe you can rank up to a commandant and you can control people. It's not an opportunity to control people, right? An escape route from submitting to a 9-to-5 boss, an escape route. So if you're looking for an exit strategy, oh, I'm tired of my boss. She's annoying. He's annoying. I want to run away. Let me go and quickly start a business. Guess what? You're going to run back into a 9-to-5 because customers are even more annoying. Okay? Something to proudly brag about. So it's not about, you're not going to start a business because you want to brag. Again, there are times you have bragging rights. I believe that Sheyi would have a bragging moment. Man, we've brought in one of the best people to come and talk to you guys. We have about more than 500 entrepreneurs in our program. I mean, bragging rights are good, right? But that's not enough reason to start a business. Okay? a platform to set my own personal rules, guess what? You don't have a rule. The customers determine, they play the game. The customers own your business invariably. So it's not a platform to set your own rules. Many other flawed reasons. Let's move very fast, right? So what really is business? Business. You might need to write this down, guys. Business is an organized vehicle for solving problems. Business is an organized vehicle for solving problems. Business is an organized vehicle for solving problems. It's a vehicle. Now, I didn't say business is an organized vehicle for selling markets. I didn't say business is an organized vehicle for selling 1,000 pieces of human hair. That's not what I said. I didn't even mention anything about selling here. I said it's an organized vehicle for solving problems. So I want to ask a question. This is me also checking in. How many of us, I love problem? I love problem. Let me see it on the chat box. If you know you love problem, I would like to. I love problem. I would like to see those that are lover of problems. You know, say holla to me, say something to me, say something to me. I love problems. Put it on the awesome. Ukamaka, I see you. Awesome. Oh, great. And be honest. Ronke doesn't like problem. Awesome. 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 Great. Esther loves problem. So put on awesome. 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 I love the energy. Shei, these guys are on fire. These ladies are on fire. I love the fire in the room. I hate problems. Okay, let me scroll down to this. I hate problems, but if challenging, it's good, Sha. It's good, Sha. Okay, fantastic. All right, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, ladies. Thanks a lot, ladies. So, if you don't love problems, congratulations. Just stick to not trying to build a business. Forget about business. It's not for you. Forget about being, and in fact, stop aspiring. Stop aspiring to perspire now. If you don't love problems, just stop aspiring right now, because you can't aspire to perspire anything if you don't love problems. Because if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you must love problems. You know, I remember this Twitter slang, wahala for who knows. So wahala for who know like wahala. Wahala for who no like wahala. So you've got to love problems. So after this session, you're going to be a lover of problems. Entrepreneurs spot problems because in those problems are embedded opportunities to provide a solution. So people do not buy products. So if you're opening, nobody buys products. People buy solutions. So because I'm selling this cup or this mug, doesn't mean that they will buy it. So people buy solutions. And how do you create solution? By loving problems. You've got to be a lover of problems. You've got to love problem. If you don't love problem, then you can't become an entrepreneur. Remember I said earlier that entrepreneurship is not a title. It's not co-founder. It's not chief executive officer. It's not chief technology officer. It's not chief creative director. It's not president. It's not vice president. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. Is a thought pattern. Is a pattern that says, I see opportunities in the midst of problems. So business is an organized vehicle for solving problems. So that problem you want to solve, you organize it in a vehicle to solve it. And that's what business is. All right? So there are 4 critical points or 4 cardinals in business. You might want to write this one down. First, you create value. If you're not doing any of these things, then you're not in business. You're in hustling. You create value, you structure value, you deploy value, and you capture value. So it begins with the creation of value. And how do you create value? Value is created from problems. Problems are the raw materials of value. So you structure value, and that's what we're here. How do we structure our value? And how do we deploy, which is how do you communicate value? How do you communicate value? Very important. And then how do you capture? Because it's value for value. That's why some people, if you've not learned the last part, what you would have is a hobby. You have what? A hobby. And I know nobody wants to have a hobby. So if you learn how to create value, you learn how to structure value, you learn how to deploy value, and you don't capture value, you are doing hobby. And hobby is not sustainable except you have your personal sustainability strategy to sustain it. So I know that Power is a not-for-profit, but I know that Sheyi and her team has their sustainability strategy, how they capture value. And that's the point that some entrepreneurs, I've been putting my product, I've been putting my shoes on my WhatsApp status. Nobody's asking me for price. They should ask me for price. And so I'll say things like, and I'm like, why are you blackmailing me emotionally, telling me, somebody even said, anybody that buys from me now will become my next of kin. I'll remove my family members. Emotional blackmail. Or you hear things like, come and buy from me if you don't want me to go back to my village people. Emotional, who sent you? Did we ask you to open shop? What's your problem? Did I ask you to start selling weave-on? Did I ask you to start selling what's it called? Boots or shoes or dresses? People who put dresses available in all sizes. Who asked you? Did we ask you? Why are you forcing me to buy? We didn't ask you. So if you don't know how to capture value, then there has to be there's a process for how you make money. I was in that point where I was just, I was creating value. Nobody was asking me how much. Nobody was asking me how far, right? We were at that point. But now we've sort of like moved away from that point and then we're scaling. So you've got to learn how to capture value. Okay? So finally, on this module, if the vehicle is not organized, then it's simply a hustle. I wanted to say, tap your neighbor and say, don't hustle, don't hustle, don't hustle, don't hustle. But I remember that it's virtual neighbor, but you can tap your virtual neighbor and say, don't hustle, don't hustle, don't hustle, don't hustle. Right? And hustling is simple. The truth is, guys, how many of us are proud of Tony Illumini? I can use him because he's done a lot of things for entrepreneurs in that space. It wasn't hustling mentality that built the Tony Illumini Foundation. What Sheyi is doing now has the potential of becoming the next unicorn, the next Tony Illumini, like the next big thing. Because again, there's a structure to it. I mean, look at this class. I like the fact I came in, I did test run, I got a Zoom link beforehand. Everything was like, there's a process to it. She didn't just say, hey, Victor, we're having a class now, just jump in, start talking. No, she didn't say that. There's a structure to it. And I think we should even learn from what Power has done with setting up these classes, reaching out to these people. I saw the past speakers, amazing set of people. Oduayo from MTN, amazing set of people, right? So if you want to build something that would last, it's a business. Hustle, you see, you can't pass on hustle. Nobody inherits hustle, right? You can't have people on your board of directors if you are building a hustle. Nobody wants to stake their neck in hustles. Because hustling is from hand to mouth. So if your vehicle is not organized, then it's a hustle. If your vehicle is not organized, then it's a hustle. So when you look at, and I'll give an example. I don't know for other countries. In Nigeria, Lagos, right? In Nigeria, Lagos, there are what we call Danfo buses. They are yellow in color. Those guys are hustling. They are called, so the driver, the conductor is just hustling. There's really no structure, it's hustling. So Uber, Bolt, and this, they took that model and built a business. Uber is not a hustle. Uber is a business. So think about what you have now. Do you have a hustle? Be truthful to yourself, or do I have a business? Do you have a hustle, or do you have a business? Think about it. So let's even get into the genesis of structure. That's the second module. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 minute. Let me quickly attend to something. 1 minute, please.
Okay, ladies, how we doing? Amazing class. Thank you, Kamaka. Sitabile said this session is on fire. Don't hustle. Okay, Kamaka said this is her best. It's all right. Every session you keep saying this one is your best. Okay, we'll see what you. Rajay. A lot of secrets has been exposed. All right, welcome back, Victor.
All right, it's great to be back. Thanks a lot. So don't allow your children to ask you, why did you build a hustle that we cannot inherit? All right. So please, business over hustle. So let's get into the genesis of structure. This is the second module for this. The genesis of structure. What is the genesis of structure? And I would like us to do like a quick exercise. So I would like everybody to write down on the chat box what words are synonymous with structure. When you think about structure, what comes to your head? And in my classes, there's no wrong or right answer. It is my answer. It's my answer. It's not your answer. So there are no wrong or right answers. So put on the chat, what words are synonymous with structure? Let me see. Okay, organization, business plan, proper framework, administration, great strategy, systems, methodology, procedures, framework, better planning, design, building, framework, system, fantastic, discipline, institution, backbone. Wahala for who no get backbone. Backbone, organizational structure. Somebody will soon write the bone of my bone here. All right, other framework, systems, engine. Fantastic. Hierarchy, awesome. Composition, operation, staff training, model. Fantastic. Hierarchy, awesome, awesome. Teamwork, organogram, stepwise, awesome. Great, great, great. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot. Now, when I say guys, I mean ladies, so I'm used to saying guys. So you don't say, before they will come for me on Twitter, he was calling us guys. No, please. Thanks a lot, ladies. Right, so what words are synonymous with structure, right? And just a minute. All right. So sorry, guys. I had to attend to something. Okay, so I mean, I've seen some of those words: organization, strategy, systems, procedures, and those are very fantastic. Let's get to, what really is the genesis of structure, right? With the staggering numbers starting businesses by the hour. What makes you think that you're going to succeed? So that's a question for you to ponder. If I give you the metrics of people starting business by the hour, you'd be shocked. What makes you think? What gives you the audacity? What gives you the temerity to believe that you are going to succeed? Oh, I want to start importation business. Do you know how many people are already doing that? Oh, I want to start, making clothes. Do you know how many people are already doing that? Oh, I want to start agriculture. Do you know how many people? What makes you think that you're going to succeed? So you've got to look beyond just now. And this is why you're not in a hustle. You've got to look, that's what we call, you've got to be able to delay gratification. If you want to make money now, go and just go and do trading. Just buy this cup for 1,000 naira and sell and resell for 1,200. You don't need to stress yourself around. You don't need to build any system around it. Buy it for 1,000, resell for 1,200. That's it. Simple. Right? You don't need to waste all that energy. So you've got to look beyond now into 5 years into the future. And that's why what we're doing at Talemia, we want to build an ecosystem for every early stage startup entrepreneur. So you look beyond now. This is what I call future mapping. So I'd like everybody in the next 60 seconds, please take this exercise very seriously. Not a joke, guys. In the next 60 seconds, I want you, to visualize. Think about your business right now. Now, I don't want you, so here's what I want you to think about. Think about all the things that are wrong with it, what you're doing, whether it's an idea, whether you've started or you're about to start. You just think about where you are currently and think about all the things that are wrong. So I'll take it again, right? Linda didn't get my question. I'll take it again. I would like you to close your eyes for the next 60 seconds. I'm going to put my timer on. Think about what is currently wrong with the way you are running your solution or with the way you're thinking about your solution. I'd like you to think about it. And then in 60 seconds, I'd like us to come back and put our responses. Now, I believe that this is a very vulnerable session, right? You've got to get to that point where you are vulnerable, okay? So I'd like you to do that. So it starts now, it starts now. Our time starts now. Think about everything that is wrong. Everything that is wrong. In the next 60 seconds, I'll take our responses. Make sure you are not distracted. Think about everything that is wrong. Think about what you've not gotten correctly, or what will even make your business not succeed. Think about it. Think about it. You have 40 seconds to go. You might want to close your eyes if you're distracted. Twenty seconds to go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Ten seconds to go. Great. Precious is even already ahead of time. You're using a different time zone. Amazing. So I'd like us to begin to drop it on the chat box. Precious says staffing, right? I've been doing jack of all trades. Fantastic. Standard operational procedure, staff mindsets, pricing, company vision. I've not really thought beyond now, and I'm so eager about making money fast. Great. Selling my product without a brand name and proper packaging. Great. Not planning enough for the business. Great. Not giving enough time for my business. Great. Bookkeeping needs to be revamped. I need to show up more online. Not specific on my business idea. Great. Not delegating roles. Pricing and strategic planning. No business plan. Fantastic. Financial management. Fantastic. I don't have a website. Great. Awesome. Mapping out a proper plan to make me stay in business. Thanks a lot, ladies. Amazing, amazing responses. So you've got to do future mapping. What I just took you. Now we're going to take into the future in the next module. But now I'm currently, right, examining your present. What are the problems? What is your reality? What you just did now is what I call the business reality check, BRC, the business reality check. And that's what you just did now. So a lot of times, so many individuals just simply kick off business without buying and selling goods and services. The problem with this fast action method, like I think somebody said, is hustling. And hustling will only limit you to survival mode. You're supposed to survive and not, you're supposed to thrive and not survive. So if you're surviving, then you don't have a business. You've got to thrive. And people that thrive set systems. Think about all the billionaire entrepreneurs. Think about all the millionaire entrepreneurs. They have a working system. Someone said system is save yourself stress, time and energy and make money or something. And yeah, I used to hear all of, I remember those days I normally go sit down in all those network marketing classes. They will say, you need a system. Say system, system, say system, system. Say it 5 times, system, 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 system. What is system? Save yourself time and energy to make money. They will not say jobs, jobs. Say jobs, jobs. What is job? Just over broke. I'm like, what's all this? That if you're in a 9 to 5, you are just overly broke. And that's the meaning of job. And I was shouting deep. I was writing, deep. Job, just overly broke. I will not be broke in Jesus' name. But we found out that those things are flawed. Right? Because again, you might need to work for someone to understand. That trickles down when you start building your own. So this is me simply that if you're still working and you're holding your business by the side, don't feel bad about it. Be proud of it. Take the learnings from where you work and use that to organize what you're doing. Right? So it doesn't mean that you're not an entrepreneur. Don't let anybody make you feel bad. Oh, you're still answering yes, ma'am. You're resuming by 8. Let me tell you, entrepreneurs don't have resumption time. I've had to set up meetings at 2 a.m. because it's not like I need to meet with someone that, maybe is in the UK or Canada. So again, I can't say, no, I'm sleeping. Right? So, I mean, when you're starting out, you don't have a resumption time. You don't even have a closing time. So if you think that you're already from 9 to 5, welcome to 6 to 6 every time, like you're almost always up. Right? So you have to try. You've got to develop the psychology of structure because that's where it begins. It's in your mind. When maybe I got into this niche because I'm an organized person. Like I love my I love everything prim and proper, everything in my space. And I don't like too many things in my space. I love white spaces, right? I don't like too many things clustered here and there. Whatever I'm not using, I throw it away. I normally go around my house, go to my kitchen. So why can I use this thing? I throw it away. I'm going to give you guys some little gist. My sister has been living with me. And, again, how typical of Nigerian ladies wanting to keep, things. I'm like, why are you keeping this thing? We're not using it. Throw it away. Oh, no. I got this thing from a very, very big location. We must keep it. So why are you keeping it? So I always ensure that things are not cluttered around me, right? So it begins with your mind. It's the way you see your business. It's your mindset around structure that determines. It begins from here and it trickles down to your behavior. So if you don't think about it, you won't feel it. If you don't feel it, you won't act it. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to get as results, you've got to first think it, right? Think it, right? So once you think about it, your body begins to feel the emotional energy, and then you begin to act on it. So you act on your predominant thoughts. So it begins with your psychology. It begins, so what psychology are you going to develop as a result of? What's your psychology? How do you want to reinvent your psychology? How are you going to change your thinking, re-engineer your mindset, that when you think about an idea or solution, the next thing is not to open shop on Facebook and start selling. No. You want to organize it. And then let's talk about casting your vision. Someone put that in the chat box. Casting your vision, your mission, and your core values. Very important. Very important. Casting your vision. What is the vision? What is the essence? What is the vision of your business? And that's why so many, no disrespect to Instagram hustlers, they don't have a vision. I've coached close to 100, if not more than that. I always discover, oh, tell me about the vision of your business. No. I make dodo. I don't have any vision for the dodo business. I just, I have my delivery guy and that's it. No vision. Do you know that this thing you call dodo can become, the next big thing? So think beyond now, right? So imagine, I want everybody to do this exercise in another 60 seconds. Imagine you're traveling to a place you've never been without direction. I'd like everybody to write down 3 things, the emotions that you're going, the 3 things that could possibly happen to you. You are traveling to a place you've never been without any direction, right? Write down 3 things that could possibly happen to you. So I'm looking at the chat area. You're traveling to a place you've never been without any direction. Write down 3 things. You will get lost, great. Frustrated, get lost, great. Fear, uncertainty, anxiety, waste of time, stranded, scared, apprehension. You might even endanger your life. You can even kill yourself. Anxiety, scared, confused, adventure. You can even get kidnapped and they will ask you for ransom. NSAS. You can get kidnapped. Wandering about, gallivanting. You could get lost. You might even enter one chance. For those that are Nigerians, one chance. You enter one chance. You'll be nervous. Speculations. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot, ladies. So should I burst your bubbles? All you've written down is the condition of your business. If you don't have a vision. If you don't have a vision for your big, like you don't have a vision statement, forget it. All you've written down is what's going to happen. Well, for me, I'll be confused, right? I'll be tired and stressed out. I'll be confused. I'll be tired and stressed out, right? I'll be confused. I'll be heading to the wrong destination. So most of the things that you've written down is the stage. If you don't have a vision, that will be the stage of your business. If you don't have a vision. So your vision is your what. Your vision is your what. What do you want to achieve? Oh, I have an idea. I want to solve the problem of waste. How? Where do you see that idea in a few years to come? For us at Talime, our vision is to become the ecosystem for early stage startup entrepreneurs. And to build that ecosystem, it will take long years. It's a consistent work, consistent work, consistent work, consistent work, till you will become an entire ecosystem. What is your vision? What is the big picture? Why are you in business? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Right? Your mission is your how. Your vision is your what. Your mission is your how. So how do you want to get there? My vision, I want to go to Netherlands. My mission, how do I want to get to Netherlands? I can either fly to Netherlands, and by flying, it can be aeroplane, or I can do it manually. Nigerians understand what I mean by doing it manually. By 2 a.m., we'll gather at the clouds and we'll fly, right? So I can fly with airplane or do it manually, or I can enter a boat, or I can, I can even walk. So your mission talks about how do you want to achieve your what? It's your consolidated roadmap. Imagine most times when I drive, right? If I don't know where I'm going to, guess what I use? Google Maps. So the Google Map takes me to my vision, which is I want to go from Lagos to Ogun State. The Google Map takes me there. So it's the roadmap. So your core values is your, what I call behavior regulator. Behavior regulator. All right? Behavior regulator. What regulates your behavior as you try to achieve your vision? What regulates your behavior? So people shape values, values shape culture, culture shapes performance. So if you want to know why there's an underperformance in your business, you go back to the people. Now, when you don't define your vision, when you don't define your values, people will give you their own values. When you don't define your vision, people will come into your business and they'll be running with their own vision for the business that you built. They are running with their own vision. So what are the key takeaways here? Number one, vision is your long-term picture. Is your long-term picture. Mission is the guiding compass. How you want to achieve the vision is the guiding compass. Values are the behavior regulator. What regulates your behavior? If you don't define your values upfront, the external environment will define it for you. People will come with all manner of value system. One of the key things that we believe at Talimia is execution. We believe that done is better than perfect. And everybody on the team understands it. Do it, just do it. We don't care about, we're not worried about failure, right? Failure is part of our culture. We believe you must fail. That's what we believe. We believe that by failing, you learn and then you grow. So we don't believe in perfection. We believe in doing it. You know, Nike, just do it. Just do it, right? If you do it, you fail, you learn. So just do it. So you've got to define your values. And whenever we get people onto our team, we spend, hours talking to them about our purpose. Why do we exist? Why are we doing what we do? So they can run with that. If your core values would assist you in getting on board the right fit. So essentially, the values that you put in your business would attract the kind of people you want. Will attract the kind of people you want. And that's why people hire wrongly, because there's no vision, there's no culture, there's nothing. So they attract all manner of people. Why do you think about a company and you say, I won't be able to work in this company? Because you believe that you are not matched. You are not a match for that company. Because you think about it that, oh no, I don't fit in here. There's a way they do things here. and I will not fit in. You've got to define your core values. The core values will shape the internal culture of your business and ultimately your solution. So let's get into naming your brand. And we're not going to even waste time on this one because, I mean, there's no hard and fast rule to naming your brand, right? It's not just about naming the brand. The name is important, right? Very important. And I'll tell you why it's important. But it's not as important as the value of the brand. So your brand name versus your brand value, right? So don't get it twisted. Your brand value will always trump your brand name. I mean, Starbucks sells coffee. Please, what's the connection between coffee and Starbucks? Just think about when you go at Starbucks, or maybe they're selling stars in a bucket. That's what I would think. They're selling stars with a bucket. Starbucks. How does that connect to coffee? So, but over time, they've given value and their brand name stuck in your head. So when you think about Starbucks, you're thinking about coffee. You can take people on that journey. There's a neuroscience to it. I'm not going to get into neuroscience here. So think about these brands for a moment, right? Amazon or Amazon, whatever you want to call it. So what's Amazon, right? How does Amazon connect to people that sell books or online retail or something, right? I mean, what is really Amazon? But these brands have stuck because of consistent value over time. Chevron, Apple. This is even the lamest. Like, Apple is supposed to be selling fruits. Why? What are they doing with devices and technology? Apple should be selling Apple. Just be selling Apple. It's simple. Your brand name is clear. Just sell Apple and leave us alone. But they are doing technology. Forbes. When you think about what does Forbes? What is Forbes? What does it mean? But you've come over time to match it with a platform that profiles highly accomplished people. Facebook, face your book. So it looks like maybe a learning platform where people come and they will face their book and be learning. But just think, look at how it's a technology solution. Brand value. Google, guys, Google. I mean, like when you even think about it, right? Like just think Google, just think about it. Again, there's a bit of connection because Google helps you search. I think it was intentional naming. So when you wear Google, you want to look for stuff. You want to search for something, right? So it was pretty much intentional. So another one, MTN. This is what I say. Okay, it's not in Nigerian but South Africa. So MTN, right? MTN. How does it connect? But over time, they've been in your face and they've delivered value. These are brands that have thought about when Facebook started. It started with Mark calling his two friends together and saying, "I want to do something." It was like a school dating app. But look at where it is now. Because somebody said, "You know what? I'm going to think big. I'm going to structure it." And look at where it is now. Apple, there's this movie I would like us to go see on Netflix. What's this Apple film? Maybe I'll get the name and send it to Shay. It talks about the story of Steve Jobs. You're going to learn a lot from it. How Steve was organizing the business from day one, like in his garage, in their home garage. Someone will say, "Good morning, welcome to Apple Incorporated." I'm like, "Where is the Apple?" Say, "No, this is the Apple." Like a garage. Say, "Yeah, that's the welcome. This is my team." Like he was talking so big, even in a garage, because he saw something. He saw something. I remember when I was a point in the movie that Steve fired somebody because somebody said that this vision cannot be achieved. He said, "Pack your bags and go." He fired the person. I'll get the movie and then I'll send it to Shay.
I think it's Jobs.
Jobs, yeah, great. Shay has seen it. So Jobs. So go see Jobs film on Netflix, right? Go see Jobs film. Very, 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 very great movie. And then, of course, we're hoping to join this brand. So I've added my own company as well. So we're hoping to join all these big brands, right? Telling me. So when naming your brand, what should you quickly look out for? don't underrate your brand name, right? You want to choose something that is easily pronounceable, that people can relate with or maybe connect with. But there are some things you should look out for, right? So some things could be, what is the nature and category of your business? So if you're confused, you want to think about, what do I want to do, right? You want to pattern your name around that, or what type of culture do you desire to build, right? What is the legal implication of using that chosen name? Very important. You don't want to go use it. Imagine I can't start a company and call it Apple. We already have Apple. So you don't want to use a name that's already been used. So do a name search. Most of you just sit in your beds and, oh, I feel like running a business. Conga came into my head, and then you just start pushing. I said, no, you've got to do, what's the legal implication of using that? What is the complexity and simplicity index? So is it easily, can people have a hard time pronouncing? I was working with a certain entrepreneur, and she said, she's renaming her. I'm like, why? She's like, people have been, I did a customer user, test. 80% had a hard time pronouncing my brand to their friends. Like, oh, what's the name of that company? What's the name of that company? You are in trouble if they keep trying to do like this. What's the name of that company? That means they can't remember your company, right? Maybe the name is too hard to pronounce. What exactly does it depict or portray? You can use that to also sort of like come up with a name. How unique is the chosen name? Unique names, right? How unique is your name? Of course, is a chosen name available on the web? Do a name search. When you get a name, even if it was God that told you, please do a name search. Don't say, I received it in spirit when I was praying. They downloaded it. No, do a name search. You're not going to run that business in the spirit. You will run the business here in the physical. So do a name search. Will a chosen name limit your operation in the nearest years? Maybe people that say things like, oh, maybe I started a brand and I call it crystal teacups. What if I want to get into selling utensils and all those things? I've limited myself. You can't say crystal teacups and you're selling teapots, or you're selling some things that are not related to teacups. So you don't want to use all those names that, like when you think about, like telemere, like you really can't think about anything, right? It's not attached. It's not saying telemere shoes, or I can say I'm not into shoes, or I'm not into shirts. So we want to use something that gives you the opportunity to expand, to go global, right? You don't want to say, to go global, Pan-African. She could have said Nigerian women no, but she wants to be African. She wants to take the whole of Africa. You are very, very, I don't know. That's very stingy. You don't want to allow other people to come into the space, because she wants to take the entire Africa. Only power, right? So you want to choose something that expands your capacity. Okay, is a chosen name available on the social media account creation? Very important. One thing is that, imagine maybe, oh, my brand is Burger, but on the Facebook we are Bogi. You've that's where you've lost it. Burger, Bogi, they're confused. So you want to also find out, can I use it on social media? Has somebody used it? Okay. How do you personally feel about the name? How do you personally feel about the name? Very important. So before we get into module 5, again, if you can, going through all these checklists for naming your brand, there are no hard and fast rules, right? See, nobody cares about the name of your brand so much than the value. And I need to mention that the value you give is very important. Imagine if Starbucks honestly did like a name alignment test. Oh, what do you think about our name with coffee? Everyone would say, no, Starbucks. Call it something else, Joe. Call it drink up, drink up, feel good or something. But it's Starbucks. But now, in your mind, anytime you hear Starbucks, what comes to your imaging is a coffee, because they've consistently delivered valuable coffee, and then you matched it. So anything can be matched to your brand. It doesn't matter. And then module 5, which is the last before the last, right? Incorporating your brand, which is legal fitting, right? I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just going to give you like things that could help you, right? You can sit with your lawyer or sit with your lawyer and talk about all of this. So many entrepreneurs are building businesses in the opposite direction. What do I mean by this? You start a business, you go very far, and then you remember, oh, I haven't registered my business. And some, these days, people are very wicked. They will see you moving with speed, with all the, they will register it. Some people do that as a business, legit. So they find passionate entrepreneurs that are running with massive ideas, they register it. When you get to the front, they're waiting for you. They will tell you, I've registered it. If you want it, just give me $1,000. Like you will be shedding tears, premium tears. Something I built, somebody is asking me to pay them money because I can't use the name. So be very, very, very wary about this. Don't build in the opposite direction. The first time Talemia hit me, and we started, I just called my lawyer, secure this name, and then I secured it on the web as well. So I'm covered. No stories. You don't want stories, right? So there's sole proprietorship. Do you want to run a one-man business? So if you want to do a one-man stuff and you want to start at that level, right? Think about how you want to structure your business. It's just a one-man business. So this is basically, it's owned by you, and it's you are the business and the business is you. All right. So that means if you go bankrupt, they will come for you. They will carry all your things. They will come to your house and carry all your stuff. You lose all your stuff, right? But for partnership, do you want to collaborate with other people? Most law firms do this, partner. So do you want to collaborate? Do you want to give up your idea? Do you want to say, you know what? I don't want to hold 100% stake in this company. I want to release some of my partners. Let's build it together, which I think is a very interesting model. And that's the model we're running with Thailand, where you want to give up part of your shares. You don't want to, own it, right? Most businesses are running sole proprietorship. Their business is them and they are the business. Or do you want a limited liability company? This is similar to partnership, but again, limited liability company is basically where, you have directors, on your board, and all of that, and then you share stakes, and everything, right? Maybe you have like a co-founder, or maybe you have somebody that, that's a director in your company. It's also very good, it's also very, very highly advised. And then they have the corporation. It's like for large companies, it's very much more complex. Early stage, you don't need to play around this. You have no business, being in this space, because it's for very, very, very established larger firms, right? So I think you want to sit with your lawyer, to sort of like, map this out. So you look at the dynamics of your business and you decide what is best for you in terms of short-term and long-term implications. So the final module for the day, right? So congratulations, everyone. Go and pour yourself your favorite drink. I have mine here. Congrats, congrats, congrats. You got into the final module for the day. I'm 7 minutes, behind time. I'm so sorry about this. Let's do the final one, and then we'll just wrap up with questions. So I believe you poured yourself your favorite drink as we launch into the final one, right? Okay. So let's talk about brand skeleton. Skeleton holds your body organs together. So imagine you don't have skeleton. Just think for it for about 10 seconds. You don't have a skeleton. You are finished. You can't stand. Skeletal system gives us posture. You can't stand. You can't say. You can't do anything, right? You can't even think. So skeleton, and that's why I saved this module for the last. It holds your entire business together. It holds your entire business together. So let's look at the 3 criticals in terms of brand skeleton. The first is your products. Your products. Your products. See, if you don't have a product, you don't have a business. For there's no, if you like, register it to open Instagram account. People will not buy IG accounts. People will not buy CAC registration. People will buy what you put to the market. So products. So we're going to look at three things here. How do you create? How do you deploy? And how do you capture? So how you create your products and services? You need to document your process flow. And currently we have one major product at Talemia and 3 expressions. Guess what? My product operations intern knows she knows what to do. Okay, at this level, I need to do this. At that level, I need to do this. Like she knows every stage of the product cycle of every of our products. Guess what? Because it's documented. So there's a session we do on Clubhouse where we invite people to come and speak. So what's the first thing? Send a cold email. Once you get the lead, bring them back to our email platform, send an official email. Once they accept, right, demand for their professional bios, pictures, and all of that. Once they accept, right, send them the Clubhouse link. After the event, send a thank you design to them and then follow. So it is like, it's clear. It's written down. Step 1, step 2. So what is your product? How will you create your product? So if you're in the, let's say you're in the hair care business, right? How do you create your product? You need to write it down. So everybody, the assignment I'm giving to us is, as we step out of this session immediately, think about the product you currently have. Start writing down. Step 1, I go to the market. Step 2, I meet with the supplier. Step 3, I order. Step 4, I make payment. Step 5 is delivered. So if you go on vacation, the person on your team understands how you create your product. I can leave our Clubhouse event for Dam Larry to hold because she knows how it works. Like I said, Dami, I'm going to Dubai for 1 month and I'm unreachable. You can't call me, you can't text me. Just handle everything. So I got it. So she knows what to do, right? In fact, these days I literally just jump in meetings. And again, we're just like few months old. We're not very we're like 2-3 months old, So I just jump in meetings and that's it. Like I don't know how things happen again for a business that I started. I don't know how things happen. I just see that things are happening. I just jump into meetings, jump out because I have documented the process. Guys, I cannot overemphasize this enough. You've got to document your process. Start writing it down. Now, it may be scattered at first. With time, you're going to be fine-tuning with time. So when you hire somebody, you can hand that process to them. This is how product A is created. Right? How will you sell your products? You need to document how you sell. Oh, how do you take your product to the market? What's the selling process? How will you receive value for your product? By USSD, how do they get to pay you? How do you get money back? You need to document that. So it's a lot of work, right? Structure is a lot of work, but guess what? Once you do it, it sticks. It's once and for all. You only just have to go and review what you've done. And that's why many people are running away from it. Dam Larry spent only 2 weeks at Talimia. She almost knows everything that happens. I didn't have to sit her down because again, she has the process database. And we have a couple of tools. Again, we use Google Suite to collaborate. I haven't seen her. Like since we hired her, I haven't seen her. I don't know what she looks like physically, but I've seen pictures, but I haven't seen her. But we work using Google Suite application. So leverage on the tools that you have. Just as we're having this class on Zoom, right? Leverage on what you have. Document your process. Number 2, your people. Your business will revolve around your products, your people, and then the final one, which I'll come to shortly. Attract, reward, develop, exit. When you get out from this session, go and write down, how do I attract talent? when we had our interviews, right? When people say, oh, I've been trying to hire somebody, I've seen 100 people, I've not seen who I want. I'm like, you don't know, how do you attract people? You don't know how to attract the right people. We saw only 7 people, right? Like 7 people, and then we picked the person I currently have. So there's a process for how we hire people. Don't say, oh, I'm not big now. No, you don't need to be big before you write it. You were not big before you had a lung. You think about it. Were you this age before you had a lung? Before you had a trachea? Before you had a digestive system? Just imagine if babies cannot digest food. You have to wait till you are 25 before you digest food. Why do you have to wait till your business is 10 years old before you talk about how do you hire people? So it's not about, I don't have anybody to hire. No, you don't prepare for structure when you've scaled. It's just like you don't prepare for a battle in the battle. You prepare for battle before the war comes. So this is like arming yourself ahead of time. Reward. How do you reward people? How do you reward your employees? Salary structure, benefits. How do you stipend? How do you develop them? What are the learning opportunities for them? And then how do you exit? Because you have to say bye-bye to people. How do you do that? The right people are your greatest assets. The right people. Then how do you find the right people? So these are some of organizational structure types. There's a functional, where you have like a president, VP, people like Carrie Wise and businesses that are already like 5 years and can practice this. Carrie Wise, Piggyverse, Flutterwave, and all of that. Then Matrix, of course, more similar to the functional system, where you have like a GM, then you have like divisions, and all of that. Then you have flats. Flat basically is the one that is suitable for everyone on this call. You don't want to keep things. So if Dan Larry talks to me directly, there's nobody to talk to. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. She just talks to me directly because it's a new venture, it's a new business. So you want to keep it flat and simple, right? Then divisional are for maybe very, very all those big firms. Maybe Union Bank now has branch A, branch B, branch C. So that's for divisional people, right? So basically keep it flat, right? Flat structure where your team, you can jump into a meeting, they can talk to you, you can talk to them. There's no bureaucracy, because the moment you begin to set up those kind of bureaucracy, when you are not big enough, you are going to make it hard for you guys to execute. And that's why whatever we think about, we run with it, right? We just run immediately because there's no time. You are an early stage, you are still in the early stage of build, so you don't need all that, bureaucracy. So the final one is performance. And this is where I had major issue. When I ask entrepreneurs, how much have you made in your business? I've made plenty money. How much? I don't know. How many customers have you served in the last 6 months? I've served many people. There are just many. How many? You don't know. In your customer database, how many people are male? How many people are female? Because it gives you an insight. Performance gives you an insight to your product strategy. It tells you what kind of ads to run. It tells you whether I should be on Facebook, whether I should be on. If your customers in the last 6 months have come from LinkedIn, you have no business putting all your money on Instagram. That's what performance does for you. Ladies, it's important. If you don't miss anything, like hold performance very, very critical. Build a high performance driven business. How do you track? How do you measure? How do you improve? And how do you scale? And guess what? There are a lot of technology tools that can help you do this seamlessly. You've got to utilize them. What you cannot track, you cannot measure. What you cannot measure, you cannot improve. What you cannot improve, you cannot scale. So the reason why most small businesses are stuck is performance issue. How many people have I served? They don't have data. So performance gives you accuracy of data. You can only improve what is measured. You can only improve what is measured. And there are lots of, we have Excel, we have different things to help you with measuring. And so in closing this out, my final words to everyone, is this. If your body can be excellently structured and organized, I think your business should follow suit. If your body, as the entrepreneur, can be organized, you have cells, you have tissues, you have organs, you have systems. If it can be organized, I think your business should follow suit. So let's talk about some resources that can help. And I believe that, after this session, constant hearing, constant going back to things like this would, sort of like help you grow you. So I had like I recorded a short course, an audio course, right? I love to listen. I learn more by listening than by reading. So if you're like me, you might want to jump on this. Like, right, it's the basic business course, right? And it has all the things I've said. You get to plug in and just listen, whether you're driving, wherever you are, you can listen to it, right? And I shared some really, really, really powerful insights. And the more you hear, the more constantly you hear things, the more it sticks with you. And I did a summit in COVID. So during COVID, I thought about what can I do for entrepreneurs? And so I took a survey on Facebook. I said, oh, teacher structure, bring structure, we need structure. And then I did a free summit. I brought 8 amazing people, like leaders in the industry. And then we talked about, and we had 10 mastermind sessions, right? So it's like an audio, it's a full pack of 10 different sessions that has, legal, that has, building a team, that has casting your vision and mission, product strategy, and all of these things, right? And it's also audio. Maybe because I love audio, right? That's why I'm selling audio to you, right? I think it's just very easier because you can be doing stuff and then you plug in your AirPods and you're listening and all of that. So I would share the links with Shei, and she would give to everyone. So
you can also share it in the chat box. You can share it in the chat box.
Okay.
So that they have it directly.
Directly, right? Okay. So again, I'm trying to. Oh, sorry. Just a minute, please.
Okay. Okay, so what's to do that? Ladies, thank you so much for hanging in here with us. We know we're run out of time. I will take only 2 questions. I see a lot of questions have come in on people management, how to hire people. Don't worry, just join us in a Saturday class. My dear sister Bumi will be taking us, just come for that class and she's going to answer all your questions with regards to people management. So I'll just take 2 questions, one from the live questions, and then I'll take 1 question from the set of questions that have come in before. And so we have this question from Oludayo Oludayo, I don't want to murder your name. She's saying that in stamping structure in your business, doesn't this hinder innovation? Because sometimes innovation can be spontaneous, and sometimes the existence of structure can seem to be limiting to innovation. How do you manage this?
All right, great. So I'll answer with, it's psychology, right? Oftentimes, it's the way we think structure that affects structure itself. Structure in different levels and pattern. When you look at a baby's body, the bones are not strong enough. It is structured in a certain kind of way. And the more they begin to grow, the structure sort of like, toughens up. So you want to build a structure that allows you. So structure is just like, an organized system of doing stuff. It doesn't mean, oftentimes we think structure as, something that will create a bottleneck when I put a structure. So when people want to, I'll throw it back to the question asker. How do you withdraw money from the bank? How do you withdraw money from the bank before now? So it's, you go to the bank, right? You feel a check, like you feel, whatever. That's a structure, right? You feel it. But guess what you do now? Star 737 hash. I'm not trying to market GT Bank. I'm just saying star 737 hash. They didn't pay me, so I can't market it. Right? So that is also a structure. But guess what? The first one, I have to go to the bank and fill a teller. It takes a long time. But with the new structure, I have to sit in the comfort of my home, and then I go to my phone and hit a certain code, USSD. So create the structure that is commensurate to the level that you are currently. You cannot do things without a process. So it's how you think about. So if you're thinking about structure in terms of big firms like Amazon and all of that, I mean, you don't want to go and hire a lot of people in your business and then create confusion for yourself. So structure doesn't hinder innovation. What hinders innovation is the ignorance of the structure that is needed at a certain level.
Okay, quick, let us take the last question because we've really run out of time. So it's by Edith, and she's asking, so you worked with a lot of entrepreneurs and in setting up systems and structures and processes. What would you say are the key challenges that they face as they begin to want to set up structures for their businesses?
What are I didn't get the final part of the question.
The key issues, the key challenges that they face in setting up structures. What are the challenges that they face?
Okay, well, that's a very, very interesting question, right? And I think that the first challenge in plugging in structure to your business, I think the first challenge is even the mindset of it, which is, do I need all that stress? I just want to wake up. And that's why many people mix personal money with business money, so I want to make it easy, right? I want to make it easy for me to do stuff, right? Without having to be answerable to anything. So I think one of the challenges is the challenge in the mind, which is difficult, it's hard, it's not easy, it's for big firms. Once you can beat that challenge, right? Once you can beat that challenge, and I look at it from the angle of, if I do this one thing, it's going to free me time to be able to do other things. And that's why most people are always, just think about it. Maybe you have a business and then you take orders on Instagram, right? If you don't build a system around that, you will always be on Instagram taking orders. And guess what? You will not have the time to even fulfill orders that you've taken. So what do? You hire somebody and show them how you take orders. And guess what that does for you? You stop taking orders. And then you go and start doing production. And then you do production for a while. And then you see that men who are getting massive customers. You hire somebody and call the person a production operations associate or something. And then you train them on how you do production. You leave production. You go and start selling in deals at the back end. Maybe you start doing strategic partnerships. That's why you are stuck on doing menial stuff in your business, because you can't leave it. You can't stop answering me on Instagram. Hello, I need this thing. Hello, I need that. You can't leave it because there's nobody. You don't have a system that allows you to leave that small thing and go on the biggest stuff. I can't jump on this. You think about it. I would turn down this session to speak to you guys if I didn't have a structure and a system in place. I've been in this session for 1 hour plus. Damn, Larry has not chatted me for 1 minute. But guess what? I'm getting things are happening. I'm seeing the what's it called? The alerts and the notifications here and there. But she's not saying, oh, I'm stuck. Because you have the system already. Work with it. So putting a structure, the first demon you have to deal with is here. This thing is hard. I don't have time to do it. I don't have all the energy. It's for big people. Once you win it here, forget it. And then replace that with, if I do this, I'm going to stop doing this and start doing something bigger. Because you need to make more money. Cash is important. Cash is king. And if you can bring in cash and bring in money, you'll be stuck on doing very little things. So beat that psychological war, then you're fine.
Thank you so much, Victor. We cannot but thank you enough. This has been mind-blowing. And I think, it comes from a place of expertise or experience, because a lot of these examples you have used are examples that a lot of entrepreneurs face. I mean, look at the example about starting a business and not registering it. I could relate with that, because, I mean, when we started PayWen just as COVID started. So we had challenges with registering our name on time. However, we had reserved the name. Guess what? 4 months after we started, another organization sprung up, Pan-African Women Network. And I'm like, what?
And he's a friend of mine.
I kid you not.
I'm currently consulting for them.
But interestingly, we had already reserved the name.
Wow.
We had already done our trademark of the name, even though, yes, they had not processed it, but we had registered and we wanted to register. And if your name is, if you want to trademark your name, I think it's always advisable, especially when you're going somewhere large and big, you need to consider doing a trademark of your name and your logo.
Yeah.
Right. So we had already put in our applications for that. And so when I saw, I'm like, what? So what if we had not, reserved the name? What if we had not started the process? We would have just lost our name like that and would have not been able to, register. So ladies, every bit of what he said is valid. Some of you have experienced it, some of you haven't experienced it, but please watch the session again, think through, everything that he has said, and please apply. He said it. I like what he started with. If you do not apply what he has taught you or what he has said in this session to your business, guess what? You'll be where you started at the beginning of the session, or maybe even worse, because you just be overwhelmed with a lot of information. So please, the beauty and the magic of you ladies being unicorns is an execution. I always say it. Execution, execution, execution. So thank you so much, Victor. We really, truly appreciate. I will be getting in touch with you soon. Ladies, thank you for staying with us till this time. We know we've taken way beyond our usual time, but you all know it's worth it, right? So see you all on Saturday when we'll be talking about people and people management. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of your